Hey, um, well, I just got a very interesting article from our member, or one of our sisters, Anisha, and she sent me an article that apparently, famous, a famous cosplayer, Yaya Han, we all know her, was groped two times. One in New York Comic Con and outside New York Comic Con. Now, according to the article, it says here, it says here, earlier this month in New York City, professional cosplayer, costume designer, and model Yaya Han was groped twice. During one of the incidents, she was in plain clothes, wearing a poncho. As a cosplayer, Han wears costumes that make a comic book, manga, video game, or animated character come to life. As a result, she often shows her skin within the confines of the convention. Her recognizability and the proliferation of cosplay as an art form has resulted in an environment of growing respect, she said. Though the conventions haven't always been safe spaces for cosplayers, many cons have made improvements by creating policies to discourage bad behavior. Outside of the safety of New York Comic Con, though Han was assaulted by strangers and it had nothing to do with her costumes. I'm not sure what led to the physical touching. I don't experience that often, Han said, but I do think that it is the day and age we live in. It's almost like women are used to ignoring the catcalls. And catcalls are perverted comments that are said to women. Anyway, especially those who live in big cities like New York. The Facebook post she wrote about the incidents provoked a surge of support from other women at the con. I was surprised how many women commented on the thread or came up to me at the con and shared their stories, Han said. The post was shared more than 3,000 times, and not only by women. The bad astronomer, Phil Plate, was moved to share the story when he saw it on a friend's feed. It sounded like so many stories I'm hearing from women's friends, he said. They are catcalled, groped, stared at, and hit on, and worse. Plate said he read many such accounts in recent weeks within the communities he follows on social media, especially surrounding discussions to Gamergate to cosplay's not consent. Even though Plate said there was a big push at New York Comic Con to make the policies about harassment clear, it made sense to share this one as well. These stories need to get out to more people. Han's story goes like this. The first time she was groped was leaving the Javits Center where New York Comic Con was held to change out of her superhero costume. In transit, Han draped the cape of her costume over the front of her body, hiding her shape entirely, she said. She was so surprised to have been groped. Her instinctive reaction was to say, "Excuse me," she said. "It's like, excuse me, is this real life?" Han explained. "You say, oh, I've just been violated, but it could be a mistake. I can't imagine this person doing it on purpose." Both times she was groped she was with other friends and no one saw what happened. It is like you're with hundreds of people right now by you, but you're completely alone in the world and you're completely lost. You don't know how to solve the problem, she said. The next night was worse. While walking away from a Broadway show, she was groped through the poncho she was wearing. Fortunately, the bulk of the garment shielded her bikini area, Han said. This time, Han screamed, and the assailants, she even cursed, and they yelled back, telling her they loved her dirty mouth. I discovered that, in a moment, I will not panic, I will scream, she said. The experience made her reflect on the fear she imagines other women in the nerd community feel as death and rape threats are logged as part of Gamergate. To me, it is an issue that needs to be talked about, Han said. She tried talking about it months back by sharing Anita Sarkeesian's video, I'll have to YouTube her later, on Facebook. But in even bringing up the topic that day, Han nearly lost 1,000 followers. All that hate, Han said. You don't deserve death threats, to have violence threatened against you. I don't care what these women did. You don't treat human beings that say. And that's it. That's the article. Alright. I'm going to be honest. I was a fan of Yaya. I loved her because she was a great cosplayer. And she is. My two favorite professional female cosplayers are Yaya Han and Vampy from Vampy Bit Me. I loved Yaya Han's cosplay the first time I saw her in her Chun-Li outfit. The Chun-Li outfit she made was her own. It was an original. Because I've never seen that outfit in any Street Fighter game, and I've hardly even played Street Fighter. I'm not really that much of a fan of Street Fighter. I'm more of a fan of Dead or Alive. However, that cosplay she did was beautiful. She mixed Chinese with European in design. It's a very beautiful cosplay. And the other outfit I loved was the one she did where it's a Marvel character. I don't know her name, but she wears like a red bathing suit. It's like a red one piece, pink stockings, and a red helmet. You guys will probably know who I'm talking about. I've also seen her do her Power Girl cosplay. Good outfit. There's also another female cosplayer called AZ Power Girl that she only dresses as Power Girl. Beautiful girl. Beautiful cosplay. Vampy, I love. My favorite cosplay that she's done. Okay, I've seen all her, but my favorite was the Psylocke. Psylocke is my favorite female X-Men. And her cosplay was so accurate that it made it look like as if Psylocke was real. It was a beautiful cosplay. Her hair was wonderful. The cosplay was wonderful. Okay, I was looking at a goddess right there. But let's go back to Yaya. I was a fan of Yaya, as well as Vampy, but like I said, we're going to go first with Yaya. I stopped becoming a fan of Yaya Han because I had her on Facebook, not as a friend. You know, I was you like her page, and you can even message her. I would send her fan letters saying how much I loved her cosplay, and I did this with Vampy as well. How much I loved your cosplay, and that I wish to be a professional cosplayer like you guys. And are there any tips? Are there any ideas or anything you can give me into becoming a professional cosplayer? I did not get that one response, and I felt really hurt. But I forgive you guys. I forgive them. But even if they did answer my messages or not, I don't care. You don't do this to them. You don't do this to any woman. Okay? Women are not meat. Women are not things. Women are not, something you can just stick your dick in. Sorry to be graphic, but that's what most men see whenever they see a very beautiful, attractive woman. Whether she's very busty or curvy or whatever, the first thing in their mind is, let's do her. That's not the right way to look at a woman or treat a woman. Yaya Han, if you're watching this video, I'm telling this to you from my heart. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry about what you went through. You and no girl, No woman deserves what you went through. I have a lot of friends, female friends, that I don't consider friends anymore. I consider them sisters or daughters, depending on their age, because I'm 27. If they're around their 20s, they're my sisters. If they're younger, they're my daughters, my babies. And I look out and I'm kind of like a parent to them. Plus, I also have cousins. I have a cousin who's 18, and she's a cosplayer, and even though she's taking jujitsu, if I find out that she was groped in a convention, even though she can handle herself, I'll still pretty much mess that guy up. Point is that convention or no convention, no woman deserves to be groped. No woman deserves to be hit on in a negative way. Because I know there are guys, well, actually hitting on a girl is bad. Flirting, if done correctly, is the good way. And catcall, that's just disgusting. It's like I said it and I'm going to say it again. Women are not meat. Women are not things. You're not property. You're people. Okay? If you're treated badly, you will feel bad. You will cry. If you're treated right, you'll be happy. You'll feel love. So Yaya, you may not have, I know you did not respond to my messages. That did hurt me, but like I said, I don't care anymore. Consider being a fan of yours again. And I support you. And I think that those people who did that to you do deserve, justice. The guy who groped you in the convention, ban him from the convention. The guys who groped you in Broadway, have them arrested for sexual assault, because the one who said that they love your dirty language, that sounds like rapist behavior. That's something a rapist would say. So thank God that, it sucks you were groped, but at least you're still alive. Because you could have been raped that day. You could have been murdered. But thank God that, you're still alive. And you were able to make this article. And this video is not only going to be posted on my page on Facebook, because I have a page called Stop Sexual Harassment and Bullying on the Geek and LBGT community, because my page focuses on how we can help, how we can support, and how we can communicate with cosplayers from basically around. So far I only have people in the Western Hemisphere. I have people from here in Puerto Rico. This is where our page is from. We have people from Canada, and we have people from the States. And some of them have not experienced this, but they have had friends experience this. And some of them have experienced this. Here in Puerto Rico, in the cons, we go through the same thing. A lot of my female friends have been groped. Others have been criticized for their cosplay. One of my bestest friends, she was in tears because they were saying her Halle Bell cosplay, or I forgot what cosplay she was wearing that day. It was like, they're like, oh, that cosplay's terrible. Oh, this. Oh, you look like a slut. Oh, this. She was crying, and her boyfriend was, holding her to comfort her. And her boyfriend was pissed off at those guys, but it got to a point where even he started to cry. It's not fair. So, Yaya Han, if you are watching this video, if you want to join my page, you're welcome. So, I wouldn't mind having Vampy in my page too, and I wouldn't mind having Anthony Misiano, Harley's Joker, along with his girlfriend, Joker's Harley, in my page as well, because I'm pretty sure you guys can give good tips and good advice on how to help our members, but I call them my brothers and sisters, because we're a community, we're a family, and they give us advice to give us strength, because we're working together, but you know, I mostly give advice to my friends, and it's so we can overcome these fears, and the next conventions we go to, if we should encounter such a situation, we know how to defend ourselves. We can either call security or play along with them, like act like we're being impressed by their pervertedness, and when we find like a private area that they want to take us to, we can give them an ass kicking or two. And Yaya Han, another advice from me: buy a can of pepper spray. Buy a can of pepper spray or a stun gun, or start taking martial art classes. Because it's not fair that I mean this also happens to guys too, but it's very rare. But it's really not fair that a female cosplayer or any cosplayer of any kind can go to a convention. This also goes for crossplayers. I'm a crossplayer. I'm not exactly straight. We like to cosplay our opposite gender. It's hard for people like us, females and crossplayers, to go to a convention without having to go through these situations. There are times when we can hardly enjoy a convention because we're busy. We're being bothered, we're being harassed, we're being groped, and this and that, and then sometimes they want us to take a picture, and then they Photoshop our picture and they put it in a porn site or stuff like that. So, just let you know that I support you. My page supports you. If you want to find our page, just look it up. It's called Stop Sexual Harassment on the Geek and LBGT community, because we're also defending those in the LBGT community, because those in the LBGT community are also in the geek community, and also those in the geek community are in the LBGT community. So basically it's an anti-bullying, it's an anti-sexual harassment site where we can all share ideas, cosplays, and it's a safe place for us, basically. It's in Facebook. I'm the administrator, so if you want to join, just like look for it, and if you want to join, we welcome you with open arms. So sorry, Yaya, you went through this. Really, really sorry. And I'm sorry that if you didn't answer my messages, forget it. Just forget it. It's in the past. But I just hope, and I pray to God that you or every other female cosplayer out there in the world doesn't have to go through that crap ever. And one day we can all go to conventions and enjoy, for the real reason to enjoy a convention. To be with friends, to have people compliment positive comments, on our cosplay, to make new friends, and also to buy cool stuff. That's the purpose of it. That's the true thing about, and to be our favorite character without having to go through this crap, sexual harassment and such. So that's it for this video. Yaya, I support you. My page supports you. Look it up. Stop sexual harassment and bullying on the geek and LBGT community. If you want to join, you're welcome to join. Okay? So take care, Yaya. Keep up with your good work on your cosplay, and take care.